Dear learners, welcome back to our educational channel Learn and Educate. We will be studying about the personal management by answering a question. What are the managerial functions of personal management? The managerial functions of personal management is at the heart of decision making of management, wherein it emphasizes on the style of leadership, the compensation plan, and how the grievances are redressed. It answers to the question of personal characteristics of the individuals, the employees who are working for the organization, and how their behavioral aspect and their behavior as a function of both a personal and the environment they are taken into consideration, and how the personal characteristics and the environmental factors are taken into consideration by means of a few activities done by the personal manager. The functions, these are the functions which are common to all the managers, but when it comes to the personal management, it is with respect to the managing persons, how the planning, organizing, directing, controlling functions performed by the personal managers. The first is planning. When the management reviews the course of action as a process, the plans, and how planning is the first function performed by a personal manager. The work of a personal manager begins with developing of a personal plan. This is done through a set of objectives. What are the things which needs to be accomplished, and how they are closely studied with respect to the environment and the behavior of the persons who are to be performed, who will be implementing the plans. This is an aspect which is concerned with the rewards and the kinds of job with the group of individuals will perform. This is about the accountability of the personal manager, how that work will be done. This is done through planning. A plan is a predetermined course of action for the purpose of accomplishing the set of objectives. It specifies what and how the operative functions are to be performed, how to implement the operative functions is determined by planning under the managerial function. Organizing. Organizing is about how the environment, the number of individuals, the work to be performed, their strength, the dynamics, the ability to maintain to to maintain the efforts, and how to maximize for the purpose of prolong to achieve the objectives. Organizing is about what the management wants to do. It organizes and provides an effective machinery for achieving the plans. Organizing calls for a group of the personal activities. It assigns different activities to different individuals, and then think about whether it has able to justify the expectations and how the job satisfaction has occurred. The third one is directing. Directing involves how the managers manage the workforces, managing the workers and the work through the means of motivation, a proper leadership, effective communication. A personal manager develops the ability to command and direct others because of this directive functions. It is concerned with the harmonious and unified course of action which is directed towards the objective. It is about the person to person communication, and directing involves how a boss, how a manager gets the works done. Controlling. Controlling as a process is a means of measuring the actual result with some standards of performances, and finding the reasons for deviation, for the differences between the actual results and the desired results, how the corrective actions can be taken. Thus, controlling emphasizes on the realization of the plans and how it can be done. Therefore, planning is concerned with the human resource requirement, the recruiting, training programs, wage structures, and policies which are determined for employee welfare and relations. Organizing it is about the allocation of the human staff, human resources, setting up the departments, defining the authority, responsibility to ensure smooth human resource operations. Directing is about giving a guidance, motivating employees under proper leadership, ensuring that a proper communication between the management and the staffs takes place. Controlling is about how the HR policies are monitored properly. It evaluates the performances, checks absenteeism, turnover, and ensure that the compliances with labor laws and organization objectives are in well assigned objectives. Thus, the deviation between the desired results and the corrective action is taken through the controlling functions. Moreover, these managerial functions which are performed by the human resources, it is about how the activities are administered. It is a group activity, cooperative in nature to accomplish a common objective. It has a deeper analysis of group activity that is a cooperative action. This human resource is not an individual task but a collective one, wherein the group of people work together with an organization structure. Within that structure, the coordination, the cooperation are most important requirements. There is a common goal, common objective. It is a purpose oriented activity. These managerial functions ensure that the work done is towards an intentional act and has a shared objectives. All the actions are directed towards achieving the goals effectively. The decision making is at the core, wherein the decision making remains as a process of selecting the best means to achieve the goals. There are program decisions, that is routine and repetitive activity, and how the work will be done, how the decision making will be done. It is about the idea of complete rationality. That is, the information is properly arranged, and first of all, it is optimized and choose to first acceptable solutions. It's a practical decision making and in complex situations. It is about the cooperation among individuals, the purposive driven collective activity. It is central to the organization. This managerial functions is central to the administrative activity. It is about the satisfying aspect of how the setting for good enough options would help to achieve, and how what had to be done and what is the result. It is controlled by the corrective actions, by the last function of managerial function as controlling. Therefore, the four managerial functions are planning, organizing, directing, controlling.